So now we're going to practice evaluating our trig functions with the aid of our unit circle. So the first example, example 3, these are all reference angles of 30 degrees or pi over 6. If I want to find a negative angle, the easiest thing to do is to find the positive angle first and then just reflect over the x-axis. So I'm looking on my unit circle and 11 pi over 6 is right here. And so negative 11 pi over 6 just means I'm going to start at the x-axis and go the same amount of rotation in the opposite direction. So we're going to end up really at a 30-degree reference angle, but going the opposite direction. So this is negative 11 pi over 6. And once you found it, you simply look at the coordinates. So the x-coordinate is root 3 over 2. The y-coordinate is 1/2. We're asking for the cosine of that angle. The cosine of that angle, if we're on the unit circle, is just the x-coordinate, square root of 3 over 2. So remember, on the unit circle, we don't need to divide by the radius because the radius is 1, so we're just going on the x-coordinate. Okay, cosecant of negative pi over 6. We're going to find pi over 6 first. Pi over 6 is right here. It's a 30-degree reference angle. I'm just going to go the opposite direction, and that's negative pi over 6. So this is our point right here. The x-coordinate is root 3 over 2. The y-coordinate is negative 1/2. The cosecant is 1 over the y, so 1 over negative 1/2, which is negative 2. Okay, and then finally we have cotangent of 7 pi over 6. 7 pi over 6 isn't anything weird. It's on the unit circle. You're looking at the radian measure, so 7 pi over 6 is right here. My x is negative root 3 over 2. My y is negative 1/2. Cotangent is the x over y, so negative square root of 3 over 2 over negative 1/2, which we can invert and multiply. Cancel the 2's, and we get a positive square root of 3. Okay, we're going to do some quadrantal angles next. Now the quadrantal angles can be kind of tricky because there aren't actually triangles. So 3 pi over 2, I look on my unit circle and I find 3 pi over 2 right here. And the coordinates are 0 and negative 1. The cosine ratio is the x-coordinate, and the x-coordinate of this point is just 0. Okay, negative pi over 2 is our next one. So we find pi over 2 first. Pi over 2 is right here. That would be the positive angle. The negative angle would just be straight down from that. So negative pi over 2, same place we were before, 0, negative 1. The cosecant is 1 over the y, so 1 over negative 1 is negative 1. Okay, and the last one of these same reference angles is negative 3 pi over 2. We already know 3 pi over 2 is right here. So negative 3 pi over 2 is just going the opposite direction. And so it's coterminal to pi over 2. Tangent is the y over the x. The y-coordinate at that point is 1. The x is 0. We can't divide by 0, so the tangent is undefined. Okay, and the last example that we're going to do for today is a 45-degree reference angle. So we're going to start with sine of 225, and you should be able to locate 225 on your unit circle. It's in the third quadrant with a 45-degree reference angle. The ordered pairs are negative root 2 over 2, negative root 2 over 2. On the unit circle, the sign is just the y, so negative root 2 over 2. Okay, secant of negative 405. So I know that negative 405 is the same thing as doing 360 plus 45, but making it a negative. So if I went a whole 360 and then another 45, I would land right here. So it's coterminal to 315 degrees. But what we really care about is what are the x and y coordinates. Okay, so the secant is 1 over the x, so 1 over root 2 over 2. We reciprocal 2 over root 2, and then we rationalize. So I end up with 2 square root of 2 over 2, or just square root of 2. Okay, tangent of negative 135. We're going to find 135 first. So 135 is right here. Negative 135 is the same amount of rotation but backwards. So we've seen this one before. We know the coordinates. I'm just looking at I have it memorized, but you look at your unit circle, you write down the coordinates. The tangent is the y over the x, and we can see that the y and the x are the same quantity, so the tangent there is 1. So you are doing the first set of homework that's on your list, and you're also finishing the 6.1 word problems. And we will spend some more time on the unit circle and finish these notes on Friday.